Rob.
Hi, Coach. You guys lost 3 games last week, which I'm sure you're not particularly happy about. How confident are you that some of those games are going to be made up?
Right now, I have no idea. I just know that we are scheduled to play Alabama on Sunday. And when we get the go, that game is a go, we'll be ready. I've just tried to keep our kids, motivated, engaged, just trying to have shorter practices because I know they want to play. It's been hard mentally, I think, on everybody when you're prepping for a game, but then you don't know if you're going to play and you can't really continue to prep because you don't want to prep for this game, but then all of a sudden you're having to play this one. So they've been really good though, as far as just trying to stay locked in and just taking it one day at a time. But we'll be ready when we get to go. We'll be ready. I don't know if we're going to be able to make those games up because we got the SEC tournament coming in. I know that they're going to, put the student athletes' well-being first. But our kids, obviously, we would love to play so we can get a rhythm.
Just a quick follow-up. When were you guys able to finally get back in the gym to practice? And what did you see from your team when you were actually able to do that?
I think the biggest thing is, number one, safety was the number one priority. I thought our university did a great job of just sending emails and just making sure that, we made that a priority. So that was the number one thing. We were able to get in the gym yesterday. The roads were a little bit clear. So that was good. For us, we just wanted to make sure that our kids were safe. So we got in and, we shot, we did some shooting, we worked on some things. But now, we know that we're going to play Alabama. So we're going to work for them and prep for them today.
Thank you.
Up next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Nikki, I know we've talked to you a lot about this team wanting games and needing to play games just in terms of like the last couple of weeks. Obviously it seems like y'all have done a pretty good job of handling the COVID stuff, but having as many games as you guys have had canceled for whatever reason, I guess what's been the challenge of that?
It's part of our process. For us, that's what it is. And, we're just trying to, number one, continue to stay safe. And I just want to say kudos to our players. Kudos to our medical staff, our trainers. They've done a really good job. We are making sure that we're masking up, we're washing our hands, even when we're out, at the gas stations, all of those things. We're because we want to play. But unfortunately, we have not been able to do that to just get that rhythm and game experience. I think, obviously we're getting ready to play Alabama. They played 8 games, since we last played them, and we've played 3. So that part is it's what you need. That's how you get in rhythm, especially during the month of February. Now we're at the end of February. And I think we saw a little bit of progress with our team when we played, Arkansas, but now we've had another layoff. But for us, we're just trying to stay with it, just trying to keep them engaged, keep practices short, competitive, so that, when we get ready to play, we're ready to go. And hopefully we won't be as rusty when we start games.
And just a quick follow-up. In terms of, I would imagine that y'all want to play games, but with the SEC tournament and kind of just a general understanding that some coaches might want to play, some don't, I guess just how do you kind of feel about the idea of playing a conference tournament, and what's kind of your view on it?
I think for us, we want to play because we haven't played. I don't know about other teams. We've played 2 games or 3 games. Is it 2 games in 34 days? I don't know, but we have not played a lot of games. And for us, we have to get a rhythm, and you can only get a rhythm so much in practice when you're practicing against the same people every single day. You're not seeing that type of defense that you're going to see when you compete. So, for us, if the tournament goes on, we'll be there. If no one is, injured or has COVID, I think our kids, would rather play.
Up next, we'll go to Robbie Falk.
Hey, Nikki, in terms of this, if y'all play on Sunday, Alabama was a team that y'all had a big lead on in the first half, and they came back and took that second half over. How do you adjust this time around and come out on top against that team? I know they've they're much improved. That's a veteran team, and I think they won on the boards, and we're getting to the rim, and that was a big part of things. How do you turn the tables this time around?
I think the biggest thing is you got to go on the road and you have to have, limited mistakes. You got to take pride, in every possessions on both ends. But, for us, we did see some good things in that first half that we did. And then we'll show them some things that we have to be better at in the second half that we have gotten better at over the course of this layoff. And we're hoping that will pay dividends for us. The big thing is they have, a three-headed monster that is very good. They're a veteran team. They're experienced, and they score a lot of points. And they got a great supporting cast that understand and play their role. I think that's why, Alabama is playing, well, and that's why they're having a really good season, because they have a supporting cast that really understands how to play their role, and their big three is showing up night in and night out.
Up next, we'll go to Joel Coleman.
Hey, Nikki, this is probably a question that would be better suited for the end of the year kind of thing. But since you were hired and came, I mean, a lot has gone on, from the state flag thing to COVID to a historic ice storm and games getting canceled, and of course, getting accustomed to a team with a new coach and stuff. Have you had time to even kind of sit back and think about, and maybe can you put into words exactly what these, I don't know, whatever it's been, 8 or 10 months have been like for you, trying to navigate all this in your time here?
I haven't, I think I've just tried to put my energy into our team, our relationships with them. That is something that you got to work at every single day, and just letting them know that they're priority first. For me, our culture is really big because, winning takes place off the court just as much as it does, on the court. But that comes through relationships and building that. Just because when you're new, that is an everyday thing, next year to be so much better. But I haven't. I'm just trying to continue to, be a good example for them as well as my staff, and just, helping them become the best versions of themselves, on and off the floor, every single day. But, this has been a crazy year. We know that. We're not complaining about it. We're just thankful for each day. You have to be thankful for each day, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. But, at the end of the day, how are you attacking each day? What's your attitude towards each day? And every day I want our kids to come in with the right attitude to be better people, and to be better.
All right, we'll go back to Courtney.
Nikki, I know you mentioned that you want to play in a conference tournament, but how important do you think it is for your team to be able to actually do that?
I think it's really important, especially with our team being so, young and not having, the experience. And what I mean by experience, meaning players on our team not having the experience of playing in big games. We need that. That's the beauty in this league. I mean, you have to have players that have that experience of playing big minutes in big games. And we need that. I need it, as well. It's one thing when you're an assistant coach, and it's another thing when you're a head coach. Just having that experience is going to be good. But I think it just helps our kids overall. I think it helps them from a mental standpoint, because again, you're practicing and you can only practice so long. I mean, these players, they want to compete. They want to get out and play against different players, different teams, different styles of play, every single day. That's what you practice and prep for. So I think from a mental standpoint, it will be really good for them.
Thank you.
All right, we'll end things with Ben Portnoy.
Nikki, just kind of off on that subject, I mean, how much are you able to simulate, I guess, game style stuff or competition? I mean, I imagine it gets hard as, you've had 3 games in a month and a half, but I guess, is there anything you do to kind of simulate that in practice, or how do you kind of go about that?
Yeah, I think for us, again, just really making everything a competition. Our practice guys leading up to Arkansas, they were instrumental. We had them all here, with the snowstorm coming in, they've been in and out, but they made stuff really, really competitive, and which they always do. And that really helped us, because anytime you can simulate those practices where it's game like, that helps with different competitions. So they just kind of did a lot of different things. And for us, just working on special situations in practice, just continue to work on, go-to set plays. So we're a little bit more polished there. But as, our transition defense, our rebounding and guarding the ball, at this point, there's not anything that a team is going to throw at us that we have not guarded before. We have to choose to have pride on the defensive end, moving forward on the offensive end. We got to make those decisions now, because these games are coming. So it's going to be very little prep. We just got to be ready to go.
All right, thank you all. I'll do it for Coach McCray-Penson. We'll keep this Zoom open for